So I got this movie idea. What if we took a movie, say Superman meets Damon Omen 1 or 2 or 3? I think we could make a movie, Hollywood. And you'd be right. And that movie would be called Brightburn. That's right, folks. This is your boy Vega Bomber here, and I'm just out the theater, sitting here in my car now, getting ready to tell you about the movie Brightburn, which I just saw. So this is probably going to be really fresh. And so here's a movie with a unique premise. What if young Superman isn't good? What if he's bad? In fact, what if he's evil? What you got now is this superhero horror film. That's right. So Brightburn's this film about this family that Elizabeth Banks and her husband can't get pregnant. They're infertile. So she's infertile, he's shooting blanks, whatever it is, they can't have a kid. So they've been praying and carrying on and doing everything they know to try to say, help me with this situation, universe. And as fate would have it, a meteor lands in Brightburn, Kansas, because that's what the Brightburn means. It's about the place of Kansas, the town. So this meteor lands, and inside this meteor is a baby, you know, kind of like Superman, and also like in Kansas, which is where Superman landed, a baby with superpowers, and it's a baby boy. Well, as it turns out, this baby boy is not like Clark Kent. Instead, this baby is more like Damon from Damon Omen. Yeah, he's pretty bad. So in this movie, it's set up well. I'll tell you what I liked about this film. What I thought was done really well with superior crafting was just the characterizations here of the mom, the father, the son, and then the other ancillary characters that were also in this small little town. It didn't feel like it was such a ridiculous premise on some level. It sounded like it could possibly make sense how people would react. Like, I love how Elizabeth was playing the role of, you know, Tori. And Tori's like this mom who can't have a kid, who wants a kid so bad, right? And then there's the father who also wants to be a dad. He wants to be a good dad, you know? Wants to leave a good legacy behind for the Breyer family, right? But as it turns out, this kid, while special, is special, but he doesn't use that specialness for good things. In fact, he rarely uses it for good things. He's pretty creepo with it. And so now we have a movie. So now it's all about, hey, what do they do? Now that you find something that you thought was something you could love, you can tell I'm doing a non-spoiler because I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but still give you the sense of it. But at the same time, be someone that, while he's special and someone you want to love because you don't have any children, you can't have any children, what if he truly is a monster? And not a monster in the sense of he'll grow out of it, but a monster in the sense that he'll grow further and further into it the more he understands who he is. So this film sets up some wonderful tense moments, some great horror effects to it, a few jump scares in there, and I usually get annoyed by them, but here I was okay. The theater I was in had some great sound, so every little moment, just where there was a sound level rise, it just made you jump out of just that. So, but in this case, I didn't find myself being too annoyed by it because I really kind of was drawn in. I really wanted to see what was going to happen in this film. Like, how were they going to level the score up with this supernatural, super special, super alien child that's getting more and more knowledgeable about how special he really is. So I would say this movie is a welcome to all the action films, superhero films, because now we kind of have a different premise for a change. And I think this one works out well. So what do I think about Brightburn? I think overall this movie was needed. I feel like this movie was also entertaining. I thought this movie was also a movie that, I don't know, I find it too interesting, because what would happen if Superman went bad as a kid? You know, we've seen what would happen if Superman went bad as an adult, but what if he was as a kid? Like, how would you speak to that mindset versus a grown mindset? So, wonderfully shot, wonderfully acted. I can't think of anything that I really thought was jarring or something I thought really didn't belong in this film. I felt like everything that was in it needed to be there. All the clues, all the foreshadowing of what might be used and what might be something that might be important later was in the film. I love that they did that. And I think it's just a great film to kick the summer off with. So Brightburn is definitely a movie I would say go see it. It's a movie that's blowing up. Doesn't need to get blown up. It is blowing up. And so go see that movie this weekend. I think you will enjoy it. So if you've already seen John Wick, if you've already seen Endgame, the next movie you need to see is this movie. And then maybe after that, Godzilla and Rocketman. But for now, Brightburn is a hit. I think it's a superb film in terms of getting horror and mixing the whole superhero genre together. I think it is incredible. Anyway, it's your boy Vega Bomber, and that is my first initial reaction and review of the film Brightburn. So what do you think? Are you going to go see it this weekend? And if you've seen it, meet me in the comment section below and let's talk about it in a non-spoiler way. All right, it's your boy Vega Bomber, and I'm out. You.